Welcome back to Tiki Rick Adventures. Good to see you guys again. Today is the very first day of the opening of the Pixar Festival marketplaces. So this is Pixar Fest new food that came out today, May 10th, and it'll go until August 4th. You have all the way until August 4th to try some of these items. There's 6 new booths, so let's go into DCA and try some of the new food out. The first one across from the Grizzly Bear between Avengers Campus and Carthay, you're going to find Gusto's to go. So let's check out the menu here. Gusto's to go has the Ratatouille pizzetta, mozzarella, eggplant, squash, zucchini, drizzle of tomato sauce, and a wedge of camembert. We're going to try that today. I like French camembert. Gusto macaron, we're also going to try that later. They have the cognac sidecar for $17. And the little French daiquiri. So 2 food items and 2 alcoholic beverages. Okay, over in Hollywood Studios area, you're gonna find the Hangar Management. This is the inside out themed one. So let's take a look at the menu here. So Hangar Management is gonna have your mac and cheese options. They have the joyful yellow comforting mac and cheese with Cheetos on top, Cheeto Puffs. And then they have the angry red hot mac and cheese with hot Cheetos on top. And then the mood swing, which is half of the regular mac and cheese and half of the spicy mac and cheese. I think we're gonna try that one today. And they have a mood stabilizer mule, which is a cocktail for $17. All right, those are your options there. Okay, right in front of the Grizzly Waterfall is gonna be Elemental Table. Let's take a look at the food here. All right, they have the smoked firewood. This is barbecue spiced impossible chicken with hot mustard, pickles, and charred onions. That looks really good. I wanna try that. The Coalnut Whoopie Cookie Pie. Cake cookies baked with cocoa powder filled with cream cheese frosting. Yum, I bet that's good. The H2O Rita for $17, like a take on a margarita. And then another exothermic margarita for $17. Both those come with rock candy. That's kind of unique. They have these little maps and food guides around the park. It'll show you what each of these 6 places have and the locations of all 6 there. That's kind of handy. Just look for the kiosk signs and you can grab these too. Right across from Cars Land is 4-Town Favorites. Yeah, let's check out the menu here. All right, they have the Red Panda Bao. I think we're gonna try that today. A jumbo pork and vegetable bao with chili garlic sauce. Panda Apocalypse, it's a layer of brownies with cheesecake and orange and red cream cheese frosting. Nobody Like You Cooler, non-alcoholic drink for $7.50. Oh, maybe I'll try that. Raspberry Rose Tea with white cranberry, lime and orange juices, and cherry syrup. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. Maybe we'll try that today too. All right, over here in front of Little Mermaid is the Spark. This is the Soul-inspired one. Let's check out the menu here. Okay, the Spark has the Supper Club chicken and potato waffles with peach cobbler sauce and cinnamon herb crumble. That sounds good. Half Note Jazz Cake, $7.25. The Sparkler, $13.50. That's a lot for a non-alcoholic drink. Wow. Huh. Oh, it comes with a glow cube. That's why. The Great Beyond, $18.50. Interesting. So you have those 2 food options and 1 non-alcoholic drink and 1 alcoholic drink. This is also where you can find flights. So you can get beer flights here. So it's $18.50 for the flight, or you can get individual beers for about $15, right around there. Okay, over in front of the Golden Zephyr is Porto Rosso Pasta. This is the Luca themed booth. Let's check out the menu. So here you can get the Porto Rosso pesto pasta. That's kind of like the pasta they were eating in the movie Luca, so that's fun. I think we're going to try that first since we're here and this is the last booth to check out. Sea Monster Lemonade. I've heard that's very sweet, so I might not get that. That's non-alcoholic. And then they have the Silencio Limoncello, which is $17. That's an alcoholic beverage. And they have Italian Pilsner as well here. All right, the first stop was at Portorosso Pasta. That's the last food booth on the loop there. So we started there just because I was already at that spot. And the pasta looks good. This is a Portorosso pesto pasta. Definitely smells very fragrant. You can smell the pesto sauce on there. Lots of basil, which I think I'm gonna like. It seems a little bit oily, probably some olive oil on there. The weird thing is the dehydrated green beans and the potato crisps on top. Very odd. It's kind of like little potato chips on top. So let's give this a try and see how it is. It's not a very big portion, but there's a lot stuffed into this little bowl. Okay, give this a go. That is very nice. It's really flavorful. There's lots of pesto sauce on it. If you like pesto, you're really gonna enjoy this one. It's got a very strong and prevalent basil flavor, and I like that a lot. Let me try to get a bite with the green bean and the potatoes in it if I can too. There we go. Got a green bean bite there and some potato crisps. I actually like those green beans a lot. They're really crispy, they're dehydrated, they're good. It's a good crunch. Add some contrast to it, some textural contrast. This is a good dish. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. I really like this. I'd get this one again. Definitely not a huge portion, but like I said, there's a lot crammed into that little bowl. This is good. You're not gonna be disappointed if you try this one. All right, I just went to Four Town, that little booth over there, the Four Town favorites, Fave 4 rights. I can't say that right. I get what they're going for though. It doesn't roll off the tongue. And I got the red panda bao. This looks like a pork bao bun. Let me show you the inside here. It looks like ground pork with some vegetables. It looks like the inside of a pot sticker would kind of be, kind of like the gyoza pork bun over at San Francisco. Reminds me of the filling of that. Oh yeah, you can smell ginger, you can smell garlic. This is gonna be good. You know, I think this is like the same filling as what they have in San Francisco at the Cerveceria over there. It really smells exactly the same. And I think the chili sauce is honestly the same too. So maybe this is a dupe, maybe they tricked people. This seems like the same exact item though. Let's give this a try though. I'm gonna dip it in the chili sauce and see how that is. Ooh, there's lots of chili in there. Ooh, it's really oily too, that sauce. Very oily. The sauce is a little bit spicy. It's got a little bit of kick to it. So if you don't like spice, don't do the sauce. It'd be kind of plain without the sauce though. The flavor is pretty good. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I like the pork gyoza roll better, the pork gyoza bun at San Francisco better. This one's pretty good, but it's not quite the same and it's not as good. Get a lot of chilies on there. See that? That'll be nice and spicy. I think that'll add to the flavor though. It's garlicky. I think there's green onions in there. It's got a nice hit of ginger to it. The pork is really tender. The bun itself is really tender too. I like the sauce, that's what saves it. Without the sauce, this would be like a 6 out of 10. But with the dipping sauce, it's an 8 out of 10. It's a very solid option. I think I like the pasta a little better. If I had to pick between the two, I'd probably pick the pasta, but this is definitely a good option too. You're not gonna be disappointed with this, especially if you're in the mood for Asian food. This is good, I like it. I'd get it again. All right, next up from the same booth, I got the Nobody Like You. I think that's a song by Four Town, right? It's the Nobody Like You cooler. This is non-alcoholic. It's got white cranberry juice, cherry, orange, lime. It's got a lot of different things going on it. And it's got a little candied orange on top. That's kind of cool too. Let's give this a try though, see how it is. Ooh, that's interesting. I like cherry a lot, so I like it, but it does kind of remind me of cherry cough medicine, like cherry flavored medicine you'd have when you're a kid. So if you don't like that kind of artificial cherry flavor, you're probably not gonna like this one as much. The cranberry juice makes it just slightly bitter, but it's also sweet overall as a whole drink. It's pretty good. I'd get this again. I don't think it'd be everybody's favorite though. Like I said, you'd have to like artificial cherry flavor. Kind of reminds me of a melted popsicle, just a cherry popsicle that's been melted down. I'd get it, but I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Not the best drink, not the worst drink, but it's pretty good. I like it more than most people would probably. I think a lot of people don't like that artificial cherry flavored, so you're probably not gonna like this one as much. Interesting. Yeah, I like it.
I've never met nobody like you. Had friends and I've had buddies, but they don't turn my tummy. I never met nobody like you.
All right, next up I went to Hanger Management here in Hollywood Studios. This is the Mood Swing mac and cheese. It's half of their normal mac and cheese and half of their spicy mac and cheese. So the spicy mac and cheese is very red. It must have a lot of food coloring in it. It's very red and it has hot Cheetos on top, which I love. Hot Cheetos are my favorite chip of all time. I really like the extra hot Cheetos, the ones that come in the black bag. Those are so good. I could snack on those all the time. And you get Cheeto Puffs on the regular kind. Let me try the regular mac and cheese first. It looks like your typical regular mac and cheese. It doesn't look like the freshest either. It's kind of coagulated. The cheese is kind of like stuck together at this point, kind of gloopy, if you will. So it doesn't look the most appetizing, but let's try this first. It's okay. I've had better mac and cheese. It kind of reminds me of like a Velveeta mac and cheese that you make from a box. It doesn't taste homemade or anything special. It just tastes like your typical processed mac and cheese. It's really not that outstanding. I think it needs salt and pepper too. It's got almost enough salt, but it definitely needs pepper or something else to it. It's really not that great. Let me try it again. Yeah, it's okay. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. It's not bad. I'm not a huge plain mac and cheese fan. And all the mac and cheese at Disney are pretty similar. This is pretty similar to what you'd get other places. It's not bad at all, but it's not my favorite, that's for sure. Okay, let's try the spicy mac and cheese. This one looks good. This looks more promising. Okay, that one I really like. That is really spicy. That's one of the spicier things I've had at Disneyland in general, and I'm definitely here for it. I really like how spicy that is. You get a really strong flavor of cayenne pepper. I'm shocked at how spicy that is. That'll be too spicy for a lot of people. If you're used to the normal level of spice at Disney, you're not going to like that. Love hot Cheetos. I'm going to get a bite with the mac and cheese, with the hot Cheeto together like that. I like that. I'd get that again. So it doesn't taste like your typical mac and cheese. It's not really that cheesy. It tastes mostly like peppers. It tastes like pasta with cayenne peppers. That's an 8 out of 10 for me. You're not going to be disappointed though. If you want to try both, this is the best way to do it because it's only $9 to get a half portion of each. So give it a try. You'll like it. It's crazy how it's not that busy today. Look, there's like tons of open tables to stand at and eat your food. The turnout is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be really crowded since the food booths just opened today officially. But man, it's really not that busy. The paths aren't even that bad. It's not that crowded to walk down the normal pathways.
Come on, this way.
All right, this is the last stop for today. I'm at Gusteau's To Go, the Ratatouille themed little booth here. Anyone can cook, right? So I got the pizzetta. This is the Ratatouille pizzetta. It's got squash, zucchini, eggplant, mozzarella cheese with a tomato sauce drizzle on top, and it's got French camembert cheese. So we'll give this a try. It looks good. The only thing I don't like so far is that the ingredients are not evenly distributed. So you're gonna get like one bite with the entire piece of camembert unless you cut that up like I did and kind of even it out, as you will. I'd like to have camembert in every bite. So let's give this a go. Just gonna do a big bite so I get everything in it. The French camembert is my favorite part. It kind of has that brie vibe to it. If you like brie cheese, you're gonna like camembert. This is good. This is a good little thing. But it kind of reminds me also of like a pizza when you make it on a English muffin, which is not the best thing. The crust is not that amazing. Kind of reminds me of a bagel bite, and not the best way either. Like I like bagel bites, but I don't really mean that as a compliment in this case. It's not the best thing I had today. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10. It's not bad. I like the sauce on it. I like the cheese. I just wish it had a little something more. It's definitely not the most flavorful thing you're gonna eat here. I like the pasta, I think, the best, but this is not too bad. I'm glad we gave it a try at least. Yeah, I do like the sauce, but it is a little bit soggy. It feels like they made this ahead of time and it's been kind of sitting out for a little too long. But like I said, I'm glad we tried it. Probably wouldn't get this one again. I think this is my least favorite thing that we tried for the day. But I did get another item. This is the Gusteau's macaron. This wins for the cuteness award. Look at that. That's really cool. They did a really good job with that one. So it's a creme brulee mousse with caramel on the inside too. So I know this is going to be good. Definitely know this is going to be good. Let's see if I can... Oh. Break that. Oh yeah, there's a lot of caramel on the inside. I wanted to get a bite with the caramel and the creme brulee, so let's give this a go. That gets a 9 out of 10 from me. That is really good. I like the caramel flavor. I like the creme brulee flavor. It's not overly sweet. The macarons at Disney are almost always spectacular. This is really good. It's not disappointing at all. 9 out of 10. This is my favorite thing that we've had today, actually. And I think that's going to do it for today's food because I've eaten quite a bit and I tried most of the options. The only thing we didn't get to do yet is the Impossible Chicken Bites. And I just don't have room in my stomach. And we didn't do the chicken and waffles either. So those are the last two things I have to try. This was good though. I'm glad we tried everything that we did today. I would get this one again. I'd recommend this and the pasta over everything else. But give this a try. Give the macaron a try, especially if you want a dessert. You're really going to like it. Well, thank you guys for joining me on this adventure. I think overall, none of the food was overwhelming at the food booths. I think the general Pixar Fest foods at all the other locations and in Disneyland are a lot better than the foods that are at the booths. The booths were not amazing. They were very creative, but I didn't have anything that wowed me necessarily. I think the pasta was my favorite today. The pizzetta was just okay. I had talked to Molly from Mammoth Club actually quite a bit throughout the day. I kept bumping into her, and she was nice enough to have several conversations with me. And she, while I was trying that pizzetta, she was actually right next to me trying the elemental table foods. She said the whoopie pie was good, but it wasn't as good as the Gusto's macaron. And unfortunately, the smoked firewood with the Impossible Bites was not good. She likes to try vegan food and vegetarian food like me. And much like her, I'm always rooting for that and hoping it'll be good. She said that one just was not a good dish. And I also heard the Supper Club chicken, potato, and waffles from the Soul booth was also not that amazing. So those were the only two foods we didn't try. Everything else I did try was just okay, but nothing was amazing. I'd recommend the potatoes and other things throughout the Pixar Fest. Everything else I had, I really enjoyed. I just didn't enjoy the foods from the booth on this specific day as much, but I still had a lot of fun as always. So thank you to each and every one of you for joining me. If you could, please give the video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. And until next time, I'll see you guys.